What is the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to another vlog. Today we are working on my first time doing like a batch of actual art toys to sell. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to primer these, but I at least want everything sanded and prepped for primer, and then hopefully, between today and tomorrow, we can get these primed and even maybe painted. My goal is to be able to sell art toys. They will be in very, very limited quantities, especially in the very beginning, because I am resin printing these. So, no factory is making these for me. They're not vinyl toys and whatnot. But as they grow in popularity, I'll be able to do that and do, bigger runs of the toys. But as of right now, I'm going to stick to resin printing just because it makes more sense to do it when you are first starting off, as opposed to spending thousands of dollars to have a toy company make it, and then you're not sure exactly how well it's going to go. So yeah, let's get these sanded up, and we'll see where we go from there. So I like to start with a Dremel to remove the support scarring. Then I switch over to a micro sander with the 3M sanding sponge glued to the end to really smooth the surface. I wouldn't normally show this much of the sanding process, but I think there's a misconception about how clean the models come off the printer. There's still a good amount of sanding that you have to do, as well as priming, to get a nice, clean, smooth surface. All right, it's the next day, well, a couple days later, because I got a little sidetracked. But one issue with the black resin is that it's really hard to see any imperfections in any of your pieces. So after primer, you usually do have to do some repairs. So that's what I'm going to work on today. For the most part, everything was pretty clean except for the hat and the head. I just need to clean up where the supports were. You could see small little bumps. And again, some of that stuff is just really hard to see with black resin. So I use Bondo glazing and spot putty. This is really good for small imperfections and scratches, stuff like that. So let's get this done. Alright, so the mini split has died on me again. Currently have it set to 86, and current temperature in here is about 58 degrees. So as you can see, I have that heater running and also a smaller heater over here. Try to get the temperature up so we can finish painting these models. But yeah, this is the second time this has happened to me, so clearly there is a pretty bad leak. That was what happened the first time, was that it was out of Freon. So I had somebody come out, they filled it up. They said it was holding pressure, but they did see that the service port was leaking a little bit, but I should be okay for a little while. However, that has not been the case. It has only been, I think, like 2.5 months, and it is down again. So it's clearly a fairly decent leak, and couldn't have it at a worse time because we got some pretty cold temperatures coming in the next couple of days. It is currently like 34 degrees right now here in Michigan, but in the next couple of days it's going to drop down to single digits. I think one day this week the low is supposed to be 0, so I got to try to get this done ASAP. Only problem is these two heaters does not seem to be keeping up as far as at least getting it to 60-65 in here. So that's a bit of a problem, but I mean, it is what it is. We got to work with what we got, and hopefully I can get them out here this week. I got to get the white sprayed on these models at least. I got to get that done today, and then hopefully tomorrow it's warm enough in here for me to do the clear coat, and then we could be done with this project.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits.